I think even inflation, at least in the short run, is not a worry, and markets haven't materially changed their inflation expectations. However, they have changed their expectations for how quickly the Fed is going to hike rates and then taper that QE program. So I think this is less of a inflation story, more of a real rate story and a Fed hiking story. I don't think it goes very far because, well, we don't have wage inflation, and in the end, we won't get real inflation into the economy. But in the short run, because markets are expecting the Fed to hike at least 3 times in 2018, that's maybe a little more than what had been anticipated in the past.
Do you still, what are your thoughts on that, Steve? Do you believe that the Fed is indeed going to hike 3 times this year, or 2 times, or on the other end of the scale, 4 times?
Look, I think that's where we may have the largest difference between our views and the market views. I think the Fed maybe hikes once in 2018, and the main reason why is, well, we don't have inflation because we don't have wage inflation. But then there's a whole set of other problems that the U.S. economy has. Now you're starting a trade war with China over import tariffs and the likely retaliation. We've got carnage really in the U.S. government, where U.S. Congress can't fulfill their basic constitutional mission of actually passing a budget. So, we've got risks of another government shutdown in February. So I still think there's a lot of problems in the U.S. economy that will prevent the Fed from hiking. And then you add the changes to the Fed board and governors, with Trump appointees coming on in at least 3 or 4 more coming on in 2018, and they're very likely to be dovish as well. So I'm on the shorter side of the set of Fed rate hikes in 2018.